Fill her up.
You're listening to the Gas Digital Network.
You know what? I had someone message me and say they wanted the theme song that plays, in the intro of our show as their ringtone. So
that's really funny. I haven't heard anybody talk about a ringtone in a long time. They must be
or like, is that the word for it?
Me.
Like when
yeah, I know.
Okay.
It's just like that like no one uses that word anymore, right? Like nobody has ringtones.
You remember when you'd buy ringtones for like, what was it, like 99 cents?
Yeah. But more than that, before that, you would like hold your phone up to, that was the old school way of doing it, is you would hear a song and be like, and like hold your phone up and be like, I'm not here right now.
Right. Yeah, the voicemail. Yeah, no. Yeah. And you would, so for those of you who are a little too young to understand this.
Yeah, back in our day.
Back in the day.
Yeah,
back in the.
when there were flip phones.
Like when I was. Hi, welcome to Just the Tips.
Hi, welcome to a new episode.
We're getting right into it.
Of Just the Tips. My name's Joanna.
My name is Small Hands.
and we're here.
And I'd like to sell you a ringtone.
Yeah. And
do you remember? Okay, so when I was, I don't know, like maybe like 15 or something, and this is before like cell phones were really. They kind of existed. This is when I was 15. It was like 1990. It
was like the Motorola flip phone.
And basically, but at the time when you were like a teenager, if you got, your parents could buy like a second landline, like, and it would go like, so I finally got my own phone number, and it was a regular phone, okay. and it had you had an answering machine. Mm-hmm.
You had your own line. That's what it is. Do you have your own line?
So
that was what people said.
And that was the first time pre-ringtone where I would, you could record like, hey, it's Aaron, I'm not here right now. But of course, everyone was blasting some song in the background on like a stereo.
And then they would turn it down. Yeah, you would turn it down and be like, it would be like, boo, 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 and then it would be like, yeah. And then you turn it down and be like, hey, it's Aaron.
I've got really good music taste, and I'm not here right now.
Yes.
Bye.
Yeah. So an answering
So that was like the old school way to do ringtones.
Ringtone.
Yeah? And then they came out with just regular ass ringtones, which you'd buy on the.
Yeah.
Where would you buy those actually? Online, I guess.
No. You would have to buy them on the phone.
Yeah, through your phone provider.
Yeah.
What was your favorite ringtone?
It's still big business. Apparently, there are ringtone apps on the store.
Still. I don't.
Mine was Still Dre, but Dr. Dre.
I don't think I had a ringtone.
You didn't?
I don't think. Yeah, I don't think I had a ringtone.
Were you like not cool?
I was like very punk rock, and like there wasn't like punk songs.
I'm sure like Rancid had a ringtone.
I really don't think there was. I think it really was like more of a hip hop thing.
Okay, Brian, did you ever have like a ringtone that was like your ringtone?
Yeah, right now I have.
What's yours right now?
Well, it's one of the theme songs for one of the shows I produce.
Oh, see, now that's clever.
It's not ours?
Look, then it's a real thing.
You don't have ours?
No, I'm sorry. It's not yours.
You're
cool.
cheating on us.
It's cool. Don't worry. I've got like at least one person over who wants our ringtone.
That hurt. Yeah. You are thinking about someone else.
I have.
When you're not here. I thought this was a monogamous relationship.
This is the newest show that I work on.
It is the opposite. Brian produces like 100 shows.
How many other shows are there, Brian?
There are 3 other shows, Joanna.
Okay. Okay, ringtone.
Okay, fine. I guess that's okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for being honest.
So anyway, if you're listening out there and you're the person who wants the intro theme song to Just the Tips as a ringtone, why don't you email us and I'll send it to you. Justthetipsxo@gmail.com.
But how does that make it your ringtone?
I don't know. I'll just send them like
You'd have to put it in the Apple Store, right?
We can upload it to the bonus content section of Just the Tips on Gas Digital.
Even better.
Okay.
And if you sign up to Gas Digital, you can get the ringtone.
You can get the ringtone.
We just you download it as an MP3, and then you download that onto your phone. You select that as your file for your ringtone.
Look at that.
Easy day.
Look at that. If you want the theme song as your ringtone, as we know for
we
certain,
know at least one person. There
does,
is one person out there, and that one person is not Brian.
Yes. What else?
Do you remember? No, speaking of phones and answering machines, like how exciting it used to be. Like I remember being on my way home from anywhere
to check your voicemail
and like just run upstairs and be like, do I have any messages? You know, like it was the thrill. I remember my answering machine, it would, there was like a red light on it.
Blink, yeah.
And it would beep for the amount of messages you had. If it was like one message, it would be one beep or two beeps. And then if you're like, it would actually get to the, because they were on a tape. It was actually on a tape. So the tape would run out of space if you had too many messages. So if there were too many messages, the red button would just go beep, 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 beep. Like it would be flashing like crazy. Like you broke the internet before the internet was invented. And that would be so exciting. It's like that would be like when you came home from a vacation with your family and you'd be like, oh my God, I have so many messages. I would purposefully not tell anybody I was going away just to come home to a lot of messages.
Oh, there it is. Look at that. Yeah. The tiny little cassette tape. That's cute.
It would be so exciting.
Well, we've been busy.
Anyway.
We've been really busy.
We have been busy.
We're moving this week.
We are moving just around the corner. Everyone's like, where are you moving?
If we seem a little tired or a little exhausted.
I've done almost nothing.
We are.
Though,
well, I've done a lot.
Aaron's done most of the
I've been
work.
doing a lot of packing.
I pack a few things and then I get sidetracked and I stop packing.
You've packed a box.
I literally
a singular
packed
one
a box.
Yeah, you've done one. That's
and
a
that is
start.
more than zero.
It's more than you had packed like 2 days ago.
But you're good at that stuff and I'm not good
I'm pretty
at it.
quick
So
with it,
you do the packing and I just, whatever. So that's that. We are moving. It has been a crazy.
We're still in Brooklyn.
We are still in Brooklyn. We're literally
in Brooklyn.
moving down the street.
Can't leave the block.
Just to another place.
We love it.
It has been a fun time living in the church. Mm-hmm. A part of me like feels like a failure, because I think it's so cool to live in a church and I want to be the person that just lives in a church, but it's like
for those of you who, if you're not
for the past 2 years, we've been living in a church.
We've been living in a church that was built in 1879.
Yeah.
So it's a vibe.
I remember feeling the same feeling.
And we live in a tower.
Yeah, we live in the tower. So we have windows that look like church windows. The church does not have any closets at all, or many other things.
Look, it's cool and it was really cool to live in a church from the 1800s.
It's not,
and like to look up in your living room and have 30-foot vaulted ceilings with original artwork.
It's not a lot. It's dark in there,
but it's hard to heat and cool. It's dark. It's dusty. I don't think
I'm cool enough. I don't really know what to say. I remember feeling this way when the last time I lived in New York. 12, 13 years ago, whatever it was. And I lived in a loft because I really wanted to be a loft person. I remember having like a realtor or a broker, whatever, to find an apartment in New York, my first apartment in New York. And they were like, you look like a loft person. And I was like, yes, I am a loft person. And then I was like, I am not a loft person.
I liked it.
Having a giant open space, and I was always like sick and coughing from the dust, I didn't know. I had to I paid a friend of mine to build walls, and it was loft living is not for everyone, but people who are good at it are really good at it, and I guess I'm just not that cool, So we're moving into a more boring, Joanna, but more practical space.
It's not boring. It's just, I guess compared to the church tower, it's a little boring.
Maybe the church just wasn't cool enough for you.
Oh. Ooh.
No.
Well said, Brian.
Yeah.
Well
I
said.
guess we're
the
moving
church is
to a
pretty
place
cool.
that has closets.
Yeah.
Yeah. And well insulated rooms. And a lot of light.
It's going to be great.
And that has affected, shooting and stuff, that there's been hard to find the right shooting angles in the church. And it's actually been a shame because I thought it would be really cool to shoot a lot of stuff in the church, but because the ceilings are so high,
it's just really hard to light it.
Angles,
it's really dark.
You can't even tell that it's a church. You know what I mean? Because you have to really see the whole thing. So it's been hard to even really capture the essence of the church. So that's that. That's the end of that. And yeah.
Yeah.
And
So pretty soon you'll be seeing on our Instagrams stories of us living in a new spot.
Yeah.
And it's very exciting.
Yeah.
It's very exciting.
We had Valentine's Day.
We did. You know what? This was the best. We've had some very not bad Valentine's like dinners and stuff, but really funny ones. And this was actually,
some of them have been pretty bad. Not bad like the traditional Valentine's Day bad. Like
this was actually one of my favorite Valentine's
because I always get I get suckered for these like prefix dinners, which my New Year's resolution was no more prefix dinners. After another terrible prefix dinner that we did on New Year's Eve.
So hold on. So what did we do? So this year though, we
don't do it. Don't do it. If you're out there and you like are thinking of doing a prefix dinner on Valentine's Day, we have now done prefix dinners in like different cities,
from coast to coast.
And I'm always like, this one's going to be different. Like, look at the reviews on this one, they're always awful.
It's
like, why do I do
Day.
it? I've done it. We've done it in LA. We've done it in New York. We did it in San Diego one year. Mm-hmm. Remember? And they're always bad. They're always bad.
What was the worst one? I know what mine is. What was the worst one we've ever done?
I think it was that one in LA.
The Gucci restaurant?
Oh my God, I forgot about that one.
No, that's okay.
I forgot about that one.
Let's talk about that.
I think I put that one out of my memory.
You were so traumatized by
I was traumatized.
So one Valentine's Day.
It was actually the worst dinner I've ever had in my life.
Yeah, and one of the most expensive.
One of the most expensive.
So we did a double date when we lived in LA to I didn't even know Gucci had a restaurant.
They
didn't. Or what was it?
Yeah, it was. I think it was just a pop-up. I think it's still there though, or it's back because somebody brought it up the other day, and I was like, trigger warning, like I can't think about it. And a friend of ours who wears a lot of Gucci. Whatever, it doesn't matter. We can say who it is. Aubrey Kate. Yeah. She was dating a guy. And it was like, I guess, a new-ish relationship. And she had asked us to go to the Gucci restaurant. It was a double date for Valentine's Day. And I was like, okay. I was like, all right, this is going to be expensive, but it's going to be...
But it sounds cool, like on the surface, on paper.
I'm like, it sounds like an experience, And I had expected it to be overrated. And I remember I actually looked at like reviews and everybody said it's overrated, but okay, fine. I expected it to be overrated and overpriced for that matter, but
but good,
but okay. I was expecting okay. So my expectations were already low, but a good time, or at least a nice like environment. Right. And it was definitely the worst thing ever. I mean, first it was over, like it was still COVID times. So it was like when it was like outside, but inside
they had us on like a patio, but it was really fucking windy.
It was like really windy. So the patio, remember it was like the like a tarp of sorts, and it was just kept flapping into our heads, and it kept flapping into our table.
And you and Aubrey had like dressed up, and you got your hair all done, and that shit was just flopping around in the wind.
It was terrible.
And then the food started to come.
The food
and
was
this was a prefix, so we didn't get to choose. It was like 15
courses. The first course was a carrot stuffed with carrot juice. I'm not joking. I can pull up. I remember I took a picture of it.
It
was a carrot stuffed with carrot juice. They called it
an infused carrot.
Yeah.
And it was literally a fucking,
and it was so small. Like it wasn't a big carrot. Like when you go to Costco. Of its own
juice. And that was it.
Yeah,
and we each got a carrot.
We each got one small carrot. I'm going to find a picture of it and we can add it in here because I know I took a picture of it.
The night went.
And we all laughed. We were like, oh, okay, this is probably just like the first course. And it really just kind of kept getting worse.
Because every course was.
We asked for so much bread.
And that they looked like not happy with that request.
Yeah.
They were really bummed to bring that.
I kept asking for more and more and more bread.
I think at some point I was just trying to order drinks because I was like, fuck it, I'll just get drunk.
Right.
But every course was so small and so full of itself, like thinking it was fancy.
And terrible.
And bad.
And awful.
Sorry, Gucci restaurant.
I remember there was one course I don't remember what it was because none of the food made any sense, but you ate it and then you actually spit it out into a napkin and you put it on the table.
Oh, yeah. Like you're just supposed to like swish the flavor around. Like, you know, it's our fault for thinking we are that fucking bougie and high class in the first place. Like we don't belong there.
Yeah.
We just
I think during, you know, it was Valentine's Day, so they had a quote special menu. Which I didn't realize.
I didn't feel special eating it.
No. And I think during, you know, they usually had a menu that, I don't know, I read reviews. It was like, the burger is okay. So I was like, okay, maybe we can just order this like mediocre burger and call it a night. But I didn't realize like you had to get the prefix. I thought there'd be an option. Whatever, it doesn't matter. I hope we don't sound super douchey talking about this. I don't know, whatever.
Why would...
I don't know.
I mean, we admitted we went. That's pretty douchey, I guess.
Yeah.
But
whatever.
But we're
Maybe
talking
we're
shit.
a little douchey. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm not cool enough to live in a church. I just go to the Gucci restaurant.
Well, you know what we did this year that was not douchey for Valentine's Day? Was
we went to a spa.
We went to a bathhouse spa in Brooklyn.
Yeah, it was really fun.
Shout out to Body by Brooklyn.
Yeah, Body by Brooklyn. It was really fun.
And
it was quirky.
We
made some friends in the sauna.
And also they have... they have a Thai restaurant, sort of for no reason I can understand, just existing inside of the spa.
We ate some.
So we got to chill in the jacuzzi.
And
we
some
did the
chicken skewers in our robes
and our swimsuits. Yeah, just hanging out, enjoying that spa life. We got a massage.
Yeah,
it was nice.
Yeah,
no prefix. I got to pick my order.
You got to pick your order, and it was very reasonably priced.
Yeah.
It was like under $100.
Brian, what did you do for Valentine's Day?
Oh, I just worked.
Yeah.
I did. And over the weekend, I went to the Museum of Sex for an event that was going on. And that was really fun. I would highly recommend if anybody's
What was
in
the
New York.
event?
Okay.
It was so fun you forgot.
Well, I went to the event was in the basement. Okay. I knew there was a name of it. There was a whole bunch of different companies that made like BDSM gear. And there was somebody was doing piercings, somebody was doing tattoos. So it was like a whole bunch of, I think the whole event was called Bond. I don't want to say it wrong. It was like a BDSM
like short
themed.
for bondage or
Yes.
something.
Yeah. And but then I actually like walked through the museum.
It's cool. It's a very cool
fun.
museum.
I went to the Nipple Bounce House.
If you're in New York, definitely check out the Museum of Sex.
Oh, there was there was a random fact that I learned there. Oh my God. Okay. And now I can't remember what it was. No. Okay. There was, okay. Tell me if I'm right. Was it Marilyn Chambers? Okay. It was one of the first like laundry detergent commercials had a porn star in it, like an old school porn star. I think it was Marilyn Chambers. Okay.
That is super.
I don't know if I'm saying it wrong. Brian, look this up. What is it? And it was a laundry detergent commercial. And then everybody was outraged. And a few months later, they like pulled the commercial. I can't remember if they pulled the commercial or the entire laundry detergent. I remember there was just a history of like unique sex facts and sex as part of, and porn as part of pop culture and stuff.
That's cool.
The Ivory Snow Box.
Yes, that was it. That's it. Okay, who was on it? Was it Marilyn Chambers? Oh, I was so right. Marilyn Chambers was the star of the infamous old school porno movie Behind the Green Door. Yeah, can you pull up the picture? I thought that was a really unique fact, something I didn't know. I was like, wow, Marilyn Chambers, what a badass.
And when was this? In like the 80s?
What year was it? What year was it, Brian?
It says, sorry, I just lost it. It was, it doesn't have a year here. Hold on. It was on Snopes here. This is the image.
Yeah.
That's
cool. Ivory Snow, because so she was actually on the box. It wasn't just the commercial, and they had to pull the whole thing because it's her and a baby.
That's pretty provocative for laundry detergent.
No, I don't.
It says that she's the young mother on the box.
Yes, she's the young mother on the box, and they had to pull the box.
Interesting.
And the whole product, I believe.
1972 was Behind the Green Door.
But what year did Ivory Snow come out?
That looked like a 70s promo ad.
Right?
So this is some 70s shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's very.
I'm definitely missing some facts there, but there was something. Marilyn Chambers was in a laundry detergent ad, and then they had to pull the whole laundry detergent off the shelves because a porn star was on a laundry detergent box with a baby. I mean, I thought it was a pretty that stuck out. that piece of information stuck out for me.
Speaking of laundry detergent, so I can't even remember if I told you this, but if not, here, I'm gonna let you in on something.
Where's this going?
There was when we used to live in LA. You know how like laundry detergent pods sometimes look.
Don't tell me you ate one.
No, God, no. I wouldn't be here probably if I did. There was a week straight where I was washing all of our clothes with dishwasher pods, not laundry detergent pods, because they look like almost the same. And like, I guess you didn't notice. I didn't either for a while. I don't know. I just, every time I hear a good old laundry detergent story, I think of the week I washed our clothes with dishwasher.
That sounds like it was a crazy week. Yeah, I can't believe these are the secrets that you've never told me.
Yeah, really we know so much about each other. I'm trying to find something that I've kept from you.
I did a whole bunch of different, on my OnlyFans page, I had like a whole bunch of different specials that I did. I know you did a bunch too.
Oh, for Valentine's Day?
Yeah, Valentine's Day customs. I had an interesting one that I had fun with. Like one of my fans, he's a really big, he's really into being cuckolded. Mm-hmm. So he wanted he had a whole fantasy of how he comes home on Valentine's Day and he gives me flowers and I'm like really mad and I'm like, flowers? How could you do this to me? I want a large cock. And he's like,
subtle.
I don't have one. And I'm like, well, I am a porn star. You married a porn star and you should know I have needs. So you have to go out and find me a big cock or I'm gonna be real mad. And then he had this fantasy that we go out and I find someone and then I bring him back and then I fuck him while he sits in the chair, for Valentine's Day. And I yell at him the whole time. Kind of like, what you and Kenzie Taylor did, when he...
Yeah, I've done that in real life.
You did it in real life. So I had to kind of reenact this entire scenario with a dildo. And my cell phone, so that was one of them that I did. So
it's
yeah,
very
I was
romantic.
and I wound up, I was doing it at late at night, I did all my customs at night. Yeah. And so I was just walking around.
Oh, I know. Yeah. I could hear you in the next room.
Yeah. I took the flowers and I'm like, how dare you give me flowers when all that I want is cock. I had fun playing this character.
One of my favorite things to do when you do customs, because usually when you have to film this stuff, I have to kind of watch the dogs and make sure they're not barking or just getting up in the mix. Is I listen, sometimes you're screaming and saying all kinds of crazy shit, and I'll just try to figure out what the hell is going on based on random phrases you're yelling, and I'm almost always wrong. I'm like, oh, I bet he's asking her to, stick a baseball bat up his ass and dribble fucking water in his eyeballs. And then you'll be like, well, there was a baseball bat involved, but it was in my ass. And so I like to hear you do your customs through the very small, thin walls of our apartment.
Are you spying on me?
There's no way.
I do my homework. It's my homework. Aaron.
Yeah. Okay. Well, for Valentine's Day, I did not have to do those kinds of customs. I did a lot of romantic ones, a lot of body worship. Happy Valentine's Day, my love. Let me just.
I know you had to
let me just
you have to make a
lay
playlist
back.
for someone.
I actually do. I offer you can request a custom Spotify playlist for me on through the OnlyFans, and I made.
You never made me a playlist. Do I have to buy one?
Yeah,
do I have
pay
to sign
up.
up?
Pay up.
Do I have to sign up for your OnlyFans?
I think you get this shit for free. How dare you? Well, I'll send you the link to the Valentine's Day playlist that I made for my very special VIPs on my OnlyFans.
Okay. Thanks for sharing it.
Yo, we went to the bathhouse.
Yeah, no, I know.
We had spring rolls in our bathing suits, and it was great.
Yeah.
But fine, I'll make you a playlist.
Yeah, I want my own playlist.
I'll make a Joanna
I'm gonna
playlist.
sign up for your OnlyFans, and I'm gonna talk to you in there. Yeah, and I'm going to. I want the whole experience. You know,
wouldn't that be weird if we started like messaging each other through our OnlyFans?
I'm gonna call you baby. You know, I'm gonna be like really
all the things you never do in real life.
Actually, I'm not gonna be able to do it. No, okay. So I actually met my match. There was something I couldn't do, and this doesn't happen to me often. This guy. He wanted to he got this like private live show or something with me. And I guess he was explaining he was in a complicated relationship situation. I guess he was, I guess, a mistress. Like he was dating a woman who had a husband, you know? And I guess he had this whole, he wanted me to basically insult her, you know? He had this whole fantasy where
he wanted you to insult the wife?
The girlfriend. Because I think he was not feeling good that day, that he was the side
her
piece.
Like how?
It was something like he wanted me first of all, he wanted me to use the C word, and I can't call a woman the C word. I never used that word.
It's the best word.
Clever?
Yes, you want to.
Crafty?
I can't do it. It's not a
Committed?
nice word. You know, somebody called me that word before. I really didn't like it.
Cavernous? Cutthroat?
I'll tell that story.
Creamy?
Later. But basically, yeah, he had this fantasy where he was jerking off to me on the basically we were doing a live show, he's jerking off to porn or jerking off to me on a live show, so jerking off on a webcam show to me, and then she walks in. So I guess that part was real. He was going to be jerking off and stuff. And then she walks in, and then I just insult her and call her the C word and say she's, and say she's trash and this and that.
Get out of here, you dumb bitch, and let us have our time together.
Yeah. Or just you think, no. And then stuff my pussy's better than yours, and yours is all washed. I don't know. He wanted me to basically call her ugly and insult her. And I was I signed up for this live show. I'm okay, this is his fantasy, and whatever, maybe it's going to make him feel better. And I was in the middle of it, and I'm I can't do this. And I was first of all, she is a badass bitch for having two men in her life, I'm on her side. I can't hit. Well, I mean, I wouldn't, recommend cheating, but I was I can't insult her. I can't do this. And I'm not calling somebody's pussy washed up, and what was the word?
Paying you to
it looks like loose. You wanted me to say she had loose curtains and all that stuff, and I'm I can't say that. I can't say that to a woman, even if this is imaginary. I can't do it. And I was I'm so sorry. And I was I know you paid for this show, because you paid for it up front, and I guess I probably overpriced for the rate that I charge for a 10-minute live show. And I was I am so sorry. I know you paid for this. I can refund you the money, but how about I just give you some advice? Because it sounds like you're in a really toxic situation, and I don't know if this. And then
wait, so you just.
I stopped. I had to stop. I had to break character.
You just pulled the e-brake.
Yeah,
stop.
I was trying. I tried,
and then without even breaking stride,
I'm naked too. I'm naked.
And he's got his dick in his hand. And you're
naked.
how about I give you some relationship advice?
Yeah, and I was
advice,
okay,
bro.
first of all, it sounds like you need to just stop seeing this girl. I don't think it's healthy for you. Obviously, the arrangement isn't working for you. Maybe it was hot at first, and he was yeah, you're probably right.
Did he keep jerking off while you're giving him advice?
Well, it was a show where I couldn't see him, the private shows on OnlyFans. I couldn't actually see him, so he was typing, but he could see me. So I'm naked with a butt plug inside me, and I'm I just don't think that this is a good situation for you, and maybe you should call it off. And maybe if you do call it off, she might realize how much she has feelings for you, and maybe she'll end that other marriage, and you guys can live happily ever after. But right now, I don't think you can handle this, and I just don't think it's good for you. This sounds like it's affecting your mental health. And then he's just quiet, and I was oh, I just lost a fan.
Well, maybe he was quiet
know?
because he's
Right.
jacking off.
And then, and then he's like, yeah, you're right. And he's like, oh my God, thank you for the advice. And he seemed really grateful. But then, and I also went overtime. Like he paid for like 10 minutes, and this was already, we're in like past 20 minutes because I'm just like literally giving him advice. And then I was like, well, we should probably, I was like, is there anything else I can do to make you come? And he's
other than degrade
yeah, and
your
I was like, is there anything else that like works for you?
he's like, nope, just misogynistic comments about women by you, Joanna.
He's like, yeah, just do whatever. And then I just did like a little like strip tease, and I shook my titties and like and whatever. And I felt like I really helped. I felt like I got him to a better place. And I think we had a great conversation, and he still had an orgasm. So,
So if you need relationship advice, you're kind of stuck in a hard place, no pun intended, and you want advice delivered by a naked woman with a butt plug in, hit up Joanna's OnlyFans, because that's the place to be for it.
Yeah. Where I'm honest.
Yeah. She'll change your life and make sure you come.
I thought I could do it, but it just like, I just couldn't do it. I couldn't insult this woman, even though she's probably, it sounds like she's a very sketchy person, and she's, not, well, I couldn't do it. And if I was going to insult her, I wasn't going to like insult the way her vagina looks.
No one has ever asked me to do anything remotely even close to that.
Well, Aaron.
You spit on a guy.
Yeah, you did. You spit on a guy.
No, but I did it. I wasn't role playing it. I did spit on that motherfucker.
And I guess to be fair, that was like somebody that was still Kenzie's fan. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it was not like somebody asked you.
I got hired to do a job, Brian, and I loved that job. Sorry, sir. And I did a good job. Whoops. No, but none of my fans, honestly, like I can't even think of anything remotely close that my fans ask me for, and I kind of shout out to my fans. I don't need any.
Wait till they're older.
Yeah, the older you get, the freakier your kinks.
Because I feel like most of your fans are what, like in their 20s, right?
It's hard to say, but I would say like between
when you have fans and
between like 20 and 40-year-olds.
Also, like they haven't been jerking off to you for that long. Like I have fans that have been jerking off to me for 20 years. Like they're so comfortable around me, they could say anything to me. I mean,
clearly,
like if we've made it this far, we're like at the point in our relationship that like they could just say anything to me. It's like
they really do,
it's like
and they do.
They're and I'm so grateful for all you guys. I really am grateful. Sometimes you challenge me, and but I'm happy to be here to
accept the challenge.
Yeah. But the C word.
Yeah, but we don't do the C word.
I don't want to call it. I don't like using that word. But I remember once.
Oh boy.
This is a lighthearted story about my shitty ex-boyfriend. I'm not going to tell super sad stories. Like, we were in relationship therapy. I don't know why we did that. It's a dumb idea. Don't go to therapy.
Tell the story.
Whatever. Anyway, and I do remember the therapist was like, well, Joanna, like, what are like some things that are going on that you would like to stop, or something along that line. And I said, I really do not like it when he calls me the C word. I said that. I mean, and then,
most people don't.
Yeah, like I know. I said I don't like it. And then, okay, fine. I'm just going to say the C word because, I said, I don't like it when he calls me a cunt. And I was like, I just don't like that.
So this was a regular
And then he
thing?
said, and then he said, well, sometimes in therapy, he said, well, sometimes you act like a cunt. And then the therapist stepped in and she said, she's not a cunt. She just has a large personality. And I always remember that. And I said, thank you very much. So I actually said that to the guy I said, she's not a cunt. She just has a large personality. I always say that when somebody says that about a woman.
There you go.
They just have large personalities.
Yeah, that's just a code word for big, bright, shimmery personality.
I had to explain that story before I explained why I said that in the therapy session. So.
Yeah, well, fuck. Okay.
It's large.
Shit. Okay, well, if you join Joanna's OnlyFans, there's a myriad of services that you can request, but do not request the C word because it's not going to happen.
Speaking of honesty, another thing I did, I guess it's been a week of like kind of strange, unerotic honesty on my OnlyFans. A couple actually sent in like a video to me of them having sex, but like a whole bunch of different ways. It was like a reel of like in the shower, and one of it was like them with another guy too. It was really hot. It was it was like this couple. I guess I can't remember if one of them actually had an OnlyFans. I can't remember what the situation was. But they were like aspiring, like, oh, we want to like be in the industry. It's like our dream to like be like you guys, blah, 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 blah. And they sent me this like whole,
it was like a reel.
It was like a reel. And it was really hot. Like,
okay.
It was cool. Like he like fucked her in the shower and you saw like titties on the glass and, and then like.
Ooh, shower titties on the glass. It's a classic move.
She was like having a grand old time. It was like this one shot where like he was like fucking her and he was like coming inside her, but he like kept fucking her and all the jizz was like coming out. It looked really good,
So what are we being honest about?
It looked really good. Yeah, and then some of the clips, there was another guy there, it was pretty cool. I was like, wow, who's this guy friend you have that's like coming over? Anyway, I was
where
like,
are you going with
I
this?
was like, this is all really hot. And I don't know what kind of, advice or I don't know what reaction you want from me. I'm like, this is super hot. Like, I'm actually getting turned on watching this, but I was like, I don't think you guys should get into the industry. It looks like you're having a grand old time. Why don't you just keep doing this for fun? I was like, because if you start doing this as a job, I'm not going to say that like it's not going to be fun anymore, but you're going to have to monetize this, You're going to have to like take a look at these videos and see what people like and see what people don't like and shoot more, and I'm like, I think you guys should just keep doing what you do, and have sex for fun, because it seems like you guys have a really exciting sex life. And I was honest. I'm like, looks like you have a more exciting sex life than me and my husband. But me and my husband have a very exciting life on camera. So I don't think you guys should monetize this, because what you have is so dirty and so special, and you should just keep doing it, Or
even if you take out like monetization, if you have to do that, quote, every day, or like all the time as a job, it even if it's a job you love, it just becomes different. It's just there's no way to go back to where you were before it becomes a job. Once it becomes a job,
right? Well, here's the issue too, and sometimes the issue is like with not even within the job itself, but the rest of the world. Like, okay, let's just say they're like, okay, let's just put this up on OnlyFans and see what happens, and it might make money, it might not make money, you might, and then enough people find out where like, because people in the real world can be judgmental assholes. One of them or both of them gets fired from their job. Mm-hmm. Then they're and that does happen a lot, where they're like, oh, this will be fun and exciting. Let's make a sex tape. Our sex is hot as it is. Let's just sign up for whatever platform and put it out there. But then some asshole is like, ooh, now you're fired. And then they're in a position where this thing they made has to work. Instead of it being like a fun accident, like they have to make it work. And then it's like, then they have to go full porn, and that does happen sometimes. So you have to think about those things before you do it.
Right. And also, it's one of the few things that you can't like, you can go like, I want to try to be a painter for a year. And if it doesn't work out, you just kind of pack it up and move on, and life and the world goes on. But if you try to do porn and it doesn't work out, it still follows you around. It's, like the internet is forever.
Yeah.
And that's something that you have to really seriously think about if you want to get into this business is there's no going back. Even if you stop, it's just not ever going to be the same. Your life won't be the same. These images, the stuff that you put out there in the world, it will exist forever. And it can affect everything in your life, for the rest of your life. So sometimes in a good way and sometimes in a not good way and sometimes in a neutral way. But it's definitely not something to be like, like I'm thinking about it. Let me just try it for a little bit, like so casually. You if you want to.
However, sorry. Finish your sentence.
If you want to try to get into porn or any kind of sex work, you really need to look at it in a 360 way of how it's going to affect your whole life and what really is going to be required of you on a regular basis, because everyone can have fun, film a little something, on vacation or, have a threesome or you have a hot thing with your partner. But when you have to do it, 4 or 5 times a week and it's, and it's like it takes.
It does sound like a dream. And look, part of.
No, and we both do this job and we love it, but it's definitely, I think I'm hitting my 10-year porniversary, basically. And you've been in
100
twice that. I remember when I had sex as a civilian, and I know how I have sex now, and it's still fun and it's still amazing, but it's just different now because this is also work. It's
right.
It's like a pro baseball player loves baseball. That it consumes their life. But like, I don't know, when they're home with the boys on their time off, is he really want to go play baseball for 2 hours? Right. Like probably not. Right. Maybe, I don't know. And it doesn't mean he doesn't love baseball, but it's just, it occupies a different space in his life. And that's what's, this
it
job
happens
is.
with musicians.
Happens with every job.
Happens with rock stars. Mm-hmm. They all dream of growing up and being a rock star. And then if you're on tour and it's day 85 and you haven't, and you could feel a little bit different. That doesn't mean you regret the choices that you made. But the grass is always greener. However, I was going to say, dipping your feet in the water now.
It is easier to do now.
It is easier to do and also less risk. Like it used to be, you could do, if you did porn and then later on decided you led a different life, you tried it. That meant that you most likely, the only way to really do that was to have gotten hired by studios, and then you're in DVDs and you're in scenes that are on the internet, and also you're in scenes that could be reused in comps, your image is out there. Yeah. These days, so let's say first of all of the tube sites and whatnot it's very difficult for, if not almost impossible for unverified content to be uploaded now. It used to be, you need a verified account to upload now. It used to be more like a lot of other people could upload. It's not like that anymore. That definitely changed a lot in the last few years.
It's still easy to get a verified account. You just sign up, right?
It's a little harder than that.
Okay, so there's
you have to be a person who's serious about and then after you're verified, there are several steps you have to go through to upload content. I actually had an issue.
It's not for OnlyFans.
Okay, let me get there. Okay, so let's say you start in OnlyFans, So yeah, let's say you want to try dipping your feet in the water with adult, and you make an OnlyFans, and then you decide 6 months later this isn't for you, or a month later this isn't for you. You could delete your OnlyFans and all the content will come off.
Yeah,
now the only thing is
if sent out that has been downloaded,
right, exactly,
it exists forever.
Exactly.
So
it
doesn't.
But that's not as out there as if you, in your 3-month stint in porn, did a scene for Hustler, or did a scene for Brazzers. Fair. It's like you're in more control of the content, and so you could delete it. And yeah, if people downloaded it, and then I was going to say, yeah, of course there's the issue of people could have downloaded your content and then uploaded on a tube site. But these days it's much, much, much harder, if not almost impossible to upload unverified content that somebody didn't consent to without whatever. Anyway, so I'm saying it's a little less. I don't know what the word I'm looking for, but anyway.
Well, I mean, it's slightly less risk, but there is still risk.
Yeah, you could have a little more control over where the content winds up and where it goes and this and that. But yeah, if somebody in your hometown finds out that you did it and then decides to fire you,
but even if you just take all of that,
there's no controlling
take
that.
all of that aside,
right,
and just assume everyone will find out.
Yeah, just assume
your family will find out, your friends will find out, the place you work will find out. They always someone will fucking snitch on you or some way. It's just what's going to happen. So if you're going to get into porn, know for sure your family, your relatives, your friends will find out, and you have to be cool with that,
right?
Or at least accept it. You don't have to be cool with it. But speaking of getting into porn, Brian, do we have any dicks?
What?
That want some limelight?
We do have a dick.
Should we look at it?
It's been a while. It feels weird. We usually have a guest when we look at a dick. It feels very intimate.
You think we can't rate a dick, just me and you?
I guess we could try it. It's like very romantic.
Is it? Should we hold hands while we rate the dick?
So this is an unsolicited dick pic from Germany. It came.
Here we are.
Jeremy, who wants to get into porn?
The girl who sent it said that it was followed immediately by a hi.
Oh, and I've mentioned before how hi is the creepiest message, right? I did go into
so girl gets this image,
and that's the guy's name. Okay. She said we could just leave it in there.
Got you. So
Nicholas. He's from Nicholas from Germany.
Okay.
That's your dick.
Okay.
All right. So we've got a German dick here and a hi.
And a hi. Okay. What?
Let's break this.
Okay. If he didn't just say hi.
The high makes it
really creepy. Like the high makes it go from like, all right, this is an okay dick to like you might be a serial killer.
Should he have just raw dogged the dick picture? Just put it out. No words.
Pic, no context.
I mean, look, there's never a good reason to do an unsolicited dick pic, so you're always going to have strikes against you. But saying hi is so weird.
Yeah.
Right?
Because like the dick pic in itself is the context. We know what's happening.
There is something weird.
So he's in bed, or he's got like sheets around him. He's very pale.
He is very pale.
Must not get a lot of sun over there in Germany.
I have to admit the dick
is decent.
The dick is decent. It kind of looks like there's something, the way the hair is or the shadow, like it kind of looks like a penis coming out of a vagina, right?
Yeah, I think that's because
is that weird to say? It's like
well, his balls.
His balls
are like sucked up into his body.
His balls kind of look like a vagina. That's like something I've actually never seen before.
Sometimes mine do that when it's really cold out and they kind of shrink up and like get really tight against mine.
He's clearly inside with a lot of blankets, so there's no excuse. It's not cold out.
Is this person a redhead? I can't tell. Are those pubes red or is that just an optical?
It's part of the mystery.
It's part of the mystery.
I mean, the only information we have is high.
It also it also looks like the bottom part of the shaft is a different dick than the top and the head. They're like two different shades of color. You see like he's strangling it too. So maybe that's it. The top of his dick is like being strangled.
Yeah.
And then the bottom
There's something very just not soothing about this dick. But I will admit it's like an okay size.
The size he has gone.
It's very curvy.
He's groomed decently, I mean.
Yeah. It looks angry. There's something very angry about this penis.
It's the grip.
It's the grip.
It's the grip,
is
right?
The grip is just brutal. Like fucking buddy, relax.
It's an aggressive grip.
It's aggressive. Everything about this is aggressive.
He's angrily trying to choke out his own dick for reasons unknown.
It's an angry.
The curve may or may not be placed by force.
Yeah. The sheets look nice, like that looks like a nice thread.
It's true. I have to admit, he looks clean.
He's not on the fucking toilet.
He's not on the toilet. The photo is in focus, I guess. I don't know, but it's like I'm scared.
But he said hi.
But he said hi, and
we
it's
don't-
like, and it's in the dark, and I'm a little worried he's gonna murder me. So I don't know. I got to take a point off for that. And it weird, like it's like he's got no hair, but then there's like a little bushel of hair, and it's weird. It's weird.
He's also not. I can't tell if he's like skinny or like I can't. Like there's
I think he's really skinny, but not like in shape.
Yeah, like skinny fat, like
emaciated.
soft skinny.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know. Like drug addict skinny.
Whoa.
Meth head skinny. I think he's
That's
meth
what
head.
you're getting out
Yeah,
of this?
I think he's meth head skinny.
They do like their meth in Germany.
Yeah. Do they? Is it popular there? It's Germany, like
popular
the new,
German meth.
Yeah, club drugs.
San Antonio. What?
Anything that'll keep you up for days.
That's
at the
true. Yeah,
club.
they do party like crazy over there. They got those sex clubs and stuff. So
You know, I lived.
wait. So what are we giving?
Oh yeah, sorry. Okay, so Niklas with the German
I'm scared
death
of him.
grip
I'm scared
meth
of
dick.
him. I'm scared of him.
All right. Well, what rating do you give?
2.
2.
Yeah, 2.
Okay.
Give him a 2.
See, he doesn't frighten me, but there is something that's like hidden beneath the surface here that I feel like a eerie sense about. So I'm also going to give him a 2. Sorry, Nicholas. You get 2s.
Don't be sorry.
across
That
the
high
board.
really fucked
Yeah.
him up.
Yeah,
you know,
it really
you would have
did.
been a 4, but that high.
Yeah, that high. Yeah, just
Yeah,
it should have
sorry,
just
homie.
been. Yeah. Oh yeah, the hot ones start that ever. Should we talk about current events?
So recently in the news.
Because what exactly was this whole story? Because I feel like I only heard like some
So
of
basically,
it.
the dude.
Should we? I guess we should
who's
comment
the
on it because
ho-
we're podcasters,
So-
and that's what podcasters do, right? They like comment on topical things and it. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Let's talk
Good?
about
You
it.
good?
Let's talk about what happened.
So basically, is his name Chris? Is that his name?
The guy from-
Sean
Sean.
Evans.
So Sean Evans, who's the host of Hot Ones.
Yeah.
It's the
By the way, I did the
it's
hot
the hot
ones
sauce like challenge
once.
show.
I have done the
Wait,
hot
is that
ones
Hot
challenge.
Ones is chips or sauce?
No, it's buffalo sauce.
No, it's sauce.
And you put it on buffalo
Sorry, I'm
wings,
mixing up my
and you go in like an
bizarre-
order. I did
Yeah,
the
yeah,
challenge
okay.
once. I made it to number 9.
So well, he didn't date
Congrats,
you.
you're welcome. I was really
So
proud
the
of
host
it.
of the show Hot Ones, in the span of about 36 hours, started dating, or if not started,
From what I understand, they were dating, and then
But they were quiet about it. Were
then they
under
went out
wraps
to
about
the
it?
Super Bowl, and she posted a bunch of pictures of them together.
Okay.
And then TMZ picked it up,
Gotcha.
and then
So Melissa Stratton, I believe, is her name. So basically, Melissa's a porn star,
Mm-hmm.
and Sean is a host, and
of a really well-respected
And-
TV show,
and
YouTube.
YouTube show. Yes.
and so
And
after
how-
after pictures of them went viral publicly, Twitter and social media started talking, and a lot of it was
Adam said like
well, that was so a lot of people were saying nice things and supportive things, and a lot of people were kind of talking shit, which it just comes with the territory when you date porn people. Some people are just going to talk shit about your relationship, make fun of you, whatever.
Right.
But apparently the thing that sort of was the nail in the coffin was Adam 22 from No Jumper and Plug Talk said, "Congrats, bro. Her pussy is fire."
Yeah,
on
I saw
Twitter,
that.
and he tweeted it on Valentine's Day.
Right.
And because she had been a guest on Adam's show, and
Right, so
and
they did
him
it.
and Lena had fucked her,
Mm-hmm.
and apparently that was too much.
Okay.
And
Well,
that's just what I've gathered by looking on Twitter.
Well, she didn't seem too broken up about it. The next day, she posted this with Johnny Sins.
Shorty want pipe, shorty want dick, yo Johnny Sins. Shorty want pipe, shorty want dick, yo Johnny Sins.
oh, okay. Well, good for her.
That
I'm
song
glad.
slaps. I love that song.
And and
so-
Johnny Sins is so handsome.
So basically, her relationship is over, and her Pornhub ranking is higher than ever.
Well, I think she
Because
did-
she got a huge surge in searches and clicks and stuff.
Okay.
So
Yeah. I mean, Adam's post, he was just being funny. I think that was a nice way of being like, welcome to the club, like he was trying to like welcome him into the
think that was-
community.
No, he was being a dickhead.
yeah.
I know, but it's
completely
not
disagree.
like whatever, it's funny. I thought it was,
It's funny if it's not your girl.
I mean, whatever, but that's still like a really
You
lame
still have
reason to
to-
break up. He could have
he's
wrote
not.
something back.
He's not in the industry. He's probably has a little bit more of a classical
I
relationship.
know, but to go and take it out on the girl, then go yell at Adam over it. Like
Well, look-
that's like not a reason to dump the girl.
It's
that's
just
insane.
insecurities or just not wanting to deal with that kind of press. I'm gonna assume
He did say that the enhanced media scrutiny was a big factor in it.
Okay.
Look,
well,
this is just part of the game. Like you don't sign up
okay.
for this if you don't want this, or if you're not willing to just
But
deal with some of
why-
this attention.
Why has it always been such a big deal for like a celebrity that's not in porn to date someone in porn? Like this has always been this very weird thing where like celebrities and porn stars have always hung out with each other. Celebrities, you know, it's
Porn
like porn
stars
stars
are
are
celebrities.
celebrities.
We're
Yeah.
not-
And it's very normal in Hollywood for celebrities to hang out with each other from different, you know, if you're a rock star and an actor or, you know, whatever, everybody sort of hangs out in the same circles. You're in this world of entertainment where your life is on display and your life is different and you can't like relate to the normal public anymore. So you start hanging out with people in your, you know, in the entertainment field. That's very common. And porn stars and actors, rock stars, whatever you want to call it, like they have a lot in common and they cross paths a lot. And it's always been this way.
Right.
But it's like this crazy thing if they start dating. Like it just and then
It's
it
not
comes to
that.
like ruining their career or it's embarrassing or it's this or it's that. And I just don't know when it's going to finally get to the point in time when it's like just normal. Or if it's, and a lot of times it can be a girl who had been retired for years or she's, and it's still a big deal. And it's just this, it's always really bothered me. And I've known a lot of girls who wind up dating celebrities. I hate even using that word. And it always has to be in secret. And then when they, you know, they can't go to a restaurant or they can't go anywhere because it's like, oh no, then my manager is going to get mad or, oh, my publicist will kill me. Oh, this, oh, that. Like, you know, I was dating some guy in a band and he wasn't even really famous or anything. And every
He
time
played the Super Bowl.
yeah, he did. Well, a Super Bowl party, not the actual Super Bowl, like as one of the parties, but whatever. And he wasn't even super famous. And every time I was around, his like management would be like, "Oh, make sure you don't take any pictures. Make sure you don't," you know. And it's like, okay, it's like, what is the big deal here? I don't know.
I mean,
it's always bothered me that, you know, we get treated like second-rate citizens. But like if a rock star is dating a girl who was on a reality show, that's fine. Or if a rock star, I don't know, is dating a girl that maybe was in some, I don't know.
I mean, it's really simple. It's just those people aren't having sex with other people.
But
That's
what's
it.
the big deal?
I mean, nothing.
You know?
It's not a big deal to us, but that is the big deal to a lot of people who have these sorts of, who talk like this and comment and stuff. It's straight up just because look, anyone who is in a relationship where one person is having sex with a bunch of people, whether the other person is famous or not, is going to be fascinating
Okay.
to most people.
I understand
and
that,
it
but-
just amplifies it and makes it even larger than life when that person is also famous and they're publicly being seen. And then you can also click on Pornhub and in real time be like, new scene from
Okay,
Melissa
okay.
Stratton.
Look.
You know, I get it. Like, and I just think it's more, look, I don't think that anyone, whether you're famous or not, should treat a sex worker partner with disrespect or with any sort of like, you know, shitty behavior. But I also think that at some point you need to like go where you're fucking wanted and where people are proud of you. And if you constantly are finding these people, like you shouldn't date over and over again people who like want to keep you secret or want to hide you or you know, like
Okay,
it's
but-
just that at some point, you know, you have to, I think, take a little bit of charge of your own life and be like, I'm not gonna I'm not going to be treated like this. I'm not going to do that. And I know that's hard to say at the beginning because no one predicts how people can act later. But
I mean, I get it that you can't control the way the public acts. So, okay, you put a picture out there and it'll be like, how do my dick taste?
Like
you know,
for example,
like
when me and you first started dating, I was not famous. You were. And I got lots of DMs, comments, bro. How do you
this is
how
what
do
I
you
was
deal
just
with your
about
wife
to
coming
say.
home with jizz on her
yes,
face?
okay,
and,
so
all this stuff.
I get it. So okay, if you're gonna have a bunch of people on the internet say stuff, but that's like whatever, that's gonna happen. But what bothers me is like the porn star now being responsible for this partner losing like a record deal or a TV show. It's like those people behind the scenes, like that's what bothers me,
right.
That it should affect. Like, who cares about the trolls on the internet saying stuff? But like it now like affecting like, okay, because this guy's dating a porn star and he decided to...
But he wasn't going to lose anything. I didn't hear anything about that. Or was he?
Well,
no, and that does happen a lot. I actually have dealt with...
His show's based on YouTube. So at a certain point, if the comments start getting crazy,
yeah,
like he's going to lose interaction and get pushed down in the algorithm because of the words that his...
But that goes back to the comments, not anyone else.
Yeah, but then
But that's money.
Right.
That's
right.
You know?
So
that's his form of income.
Yeah.
So
okay, but then
his
there's
fucks up
other
his YouTube
situations too, where it's beyond
Sure.
just fans, where it's just a person in an executive chair just making a decision that they don't approve of this thing in the public. And that's just where it starts to get into like, okay, well, like...
Some people don't want their brands associated with porn stars. So, like, if you were dating
I think that's
Cookie
garbage.
Monster, I would imagine
I mean,
that Cookie Monster would get fired off of Sesame Street.
Right.
Because he made the decision to do something to connect a brand with a thing that.
But how you're not connecting the brand if this is what you do in your personal life.
But if you're, but if you,
I get it, you're a public figure, but like, I don't think it's right to.
I'm not saying it's
yeah,
right.
It's always bothered me.
It does make sense from like a corporate point of view, right? So like,
that's fucked up though.
Sure.
That's real fucked up, and it's like porn stars are. You know, it's okay to be like, I couldn't do that, or it just sucks that that's what it has to come down to. Like, oh, if I go public with this relationship.
I think the only way it changes is for people who are already established to say, nah, fuck you. I'm going to do it anyway. But obviously, if you're just coming up in a career in entertainment, you're not going to say that because you want to you don't want your career derailed. So what it's going to take is established celebrities, musicians, actors, what the fuck ever, who have their own autonomy and they can say, I'm going to do whatever I want because I'm going to have a career and I'm going to stand up for my, partner over here. And if that happens, several times, it will become more normalized. And eventually the powers that be will throw their hands up in the air and go, I guess this is now how it works. And they will just have to. So that is how that's the only way it'll really ever change on a significant level, I think. Is, all you rappers out there who want to date porn stars, all you fucking basketball players, be proud of it. There's nothing wrong with it. Be stoked, like parade and your woman around and show pride in your relationship just like you would for any other thing. And that is
how you handled it when me and you started dating and when all your friends were giving you shit, you were like, well.
And I wasn't even a celebrity or anything, but I was just like, okay, like,
right.
Keep talking, guys. I'm going to continue down this path here.
But I think it's fucked up, when these situations happen, and it's like the rapper, the football player, the rock star, whoever it is that is normally the one to start the communication.
Oh yeah.
Normally that's how it starts. Somebody slides into the DMs, and then the girl is, like excited, and they're like, okay, like it's like it's almost like, why did you do that in the first place? And then it's
to get laid.
Right.
Or to get attention.
I know, but it's not fair. It's like you're treating this girl like a second-class citizen. And then it's like, it's going to get to that point. It's like, okay, well, if you know that it's part of your contract to not date porn stars, then don't slide into their DMs. I don't know.
People always don't.
You shouldn't
People don't always do what's
shouldn't
right.
get to have both, like
Well,
it's
anyway.
like if that's where it's gonna go. But anyway, I'm glad that
Shout out to Melissa. We're glad
I'm glad that she's doing okay.
glad that you're making your money and
She seems fine.
Yeah, and this guy can just like continue eating really spicy buffalo wings on YouTube and like date, people that aren't in porn.
Yep.
I think it's his loss. I have done the Hot Ones challenge before, and I would rather have sex with Johnny Sins than eat any of those wings. So,
boom, mic drop.
So it's your loss. You could have just written back to Adam some funny, snarky high five comment, or even just
That would have been the boss.
That would have been the boss move. Yeah, that would have been the move. Just he could have written back something equally as snarky
I know.
and moved on with his day.
I could have helped him.
You could have helped him.
I could have
Yeah.
coached him.
It's like he could have said something back, anything. Instead, he cried like a
You
baby.
know what? Any of you fucking celebrities out there, if you need advice or coaching on this this type of thing, hit me up. I know what to do. I know how to explain it to you. I actually helped Ryan from Pillow Talk as well once with some relationship advice.
You did?
Yeah. When I won't go into details, but I
did have a bad ending to that relationship.
Well, at the time, it was good advice. Anyway, should we do a haiku? Is it poem time?
Yeah, I guess so.
I guess we have to go home and keep packing. Finish this fucking move.
You're going to pack. I'm just going to sit there.
Well, that's what I
watch
meant.
you pack.
Okay, haiku time. Who's gonna start?
Okay, me.
You're gonna start, and then I'll take the middle, and Brian, you can bring it home.
Surely.
All right.
Okay. Wow, we covered so many topics today.
We did.
What's the guy's name? The Hot Ones guy? Yeah. I don't know why I even asked for it. I'm not going to put his name in it, Okay, Sean is a sellout. Suck it, Sean.
Okay, Sean is a sellout. Gucci dinner had me bummed. Sean is a sellout. Gucci dinner had me bummed.
Okay, Brian, I want you to do the last line because you always do it really good.
No C words, thank you.
Yeah. Sean is a sellout. Gucci dinner had me bummed. No C words, please. That is another haiku, and that is another episode of Just the Tips. Make sure you follow us, like, subscribe, share everything with your friends on all the platforms. And if you sign up to the Gas Digital Network, use promo code TIPS, and we'll send you the ringtone or the theme song.
Get our ringtone.
So you can play it on your phone for all your friends and tell them how cool you are with the Just the Tips ringtone. Yeah. My name is Aaron, also Small Hands. You can find me at onlyfans.com/smallhands. Thank you. Anything else?
No. Whatever.
They know. They know where to find us. You all know.
Just come find us. Subscribe to the podcast.
Yes.
If you're listening to this, just subscribe. Just hit the subscribe button. I used to always hear podcasters say that, and now I get it.
Yeah.
It really is important to hit the. I'm like,
it helps
all
us
right.
out a lot.
And you know what? Yeah, just hit the subscribe button. It really does help.
And
so
if you have a question or any advice, or you want to just get a shout out, maybe if you're interesting enough, shoot us an email, justthetipsxo@gmail.com. We might answer your question and have it featured on the show.
Don't call women cunts.